Hello, hello, hello. What's up, Sports Connect lovers? What's up, football lovers in general? Welcome back to the channel, you guys. We are so honored today to take you through again in another edition of sports. Today in our show, the Sports Connect will bring you the FUFA drum. Many of you might not have a lot of information about the FUFA drum, but that is why we are here. We got you covered. And today, the Sports Connect brings to you all your transfers of the Premier League of the window that has just been closed in a silver platter. So stay tuned with us. But having said that, today I'm so blessed with my pundits, people who are very wide in knowledge as far as sports is concerned, and they're going to help me break down and digest for us all these things. In my extreme left, I have a guest. Please introduce yourself to the viewers.
My name is Richard Dong. I've not been around, but I'm back in Sports Connect. In Sports Connect, it's about sports, simply sports.
Thank you very much. I have a guest in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello Sports Connect, I'm so happy to be joining you guys. My name is John Owen. I'm an investigative reporter, but today I'm here to discuss sports. And I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, we might look like a familiar face, but allow me to give him an opportunity to tell us who he is today.
Yes, my name is Moises Ilonad, a writer at Free Kick 442. I'm also glad to be here at the Sports Connect. Just continue watching because you're going to digest a lot of things.
Yes, welcome back from that little break. Now we all know, as I told you before we went for that very short break, that we are going to digest today in the Sports Connect about the FUFA drum. By the way, the FUFA drum is all about celebrating your ancestry. Now, your ancestry is where you came from, where you grew up, where you were born, and that is what the FUFA drum is all about. Now I have all these pundits here. I know they have an ancestry where they come from. I know they have a province. I want to first, maybe you should first start by knowing, before you even talk about the FUFA drum, you first have to tell us which province do you come from? Moses Ronald, which province are you here representing in the Sports Connect?
In the Sports Connect, I'm representing the Buganda province.
Hey, the Buganda province.
Maybe I also share part of the Kampala province.
Okay.
I'm from that too. Buganda and Kampala
we shall
province.
see. John Owen.
I come from Busoga, so I'm here to represent the Busoga province, much as we are no longer participating in this competition.
You were already eliminated.
We were eliminated, unfortunately.
Okay. Yes, Richard, which province?
My name is Edno Zodong. That one, I come from Acholi, and on the 11th, we are facing my panelists here, Mr. Ronald in Uganda.
I want to tell you that as the moderator at the Sports Connect, I come from the Acholi province. The Acholi province is the defending champion of this FUFA drum. Okay, before we go any further, I want to tell you what stage has the FUFA drum gone into. Or even before you tell us what stage the FUFA drum is in, which edition is this we are in of the FUFA drum, Mr. Richard?
Like the FUFA drum 2022 is the third edition. The first edition was taken by Buganda, then the second one was by Acholi. So right now we are at the quarterfinals, and the sponsor of this tournament, Nile Special and Nick Holdings. And on the 11th, the first leg of this tournament is beginning, whereby Acholi they're playing Buganda on 11th in Kidgu municipality. West Nile they're playing Kampala on Sunday, 18th September. Then Bugisu, they're playing Lango. Lango is like, they're somehow related to the Choli, but they're different in some way. Then the last tournament, the last game of the quarterfinals will be between Teso and Toro. Most people are saying this is the weakest, and some are not all that strong game. And this will be the last game in the quarterfinals of the FUFA drum 3rd edition 2022, and all these games are being broadcasted on FUFA TV. And for those who are in Kampala, you can tune into 102.1 FUFA radio, and some of the radio stations like in Gulu we have Mega FM, Radio European, and One Low TV, which is meant for all people who come from northern Uganda. You can even tune it, since they promised after contacting FUFA TV they have given permission to broadcast it live. That's all about the FUFA drum.
One thing I like about the FUFA drum is the passion among the fans. not only the players. In the game between Acholi and Bunyoro, that stand-up was mind-blowing. The Acholis, the way they turned up, by all means, if you were a player representing that province by that time, you would tear yourself just to make sure you win. But it doesn't happen only in Acholi. Even here in Buganda, Bukedia, Bugisu, and all these provinces. One thing, the FUFA drum was this tournament was created to bring people together, to create that unity, and I see it is doing the exact purpose for which it was created. John Owen, do you think Buganda will beat Acholi this time and eliminate them from the tournament?
You know, this is a tricky game. First of all, we are looking at two champions. We had Uganda winning at the first tournament of the FUFA edition.
Yes.
And then we had Acholi winning the second. So this is a game that presents two giants in FUFA drums. And I think when we were up, I think, okay, we have seen Acholi getting some of the talents who have even been in the Uganda Cranes and they're playing for Acholi.
Yeah.
But I feel like this time I would go with Buganda. Buganda would really defeat Acholi. Much as it won't come easy. But I go with Buganda to beat Acholi at the quarterfinals, which will be on the 11th of September.
Well, yeah, that is according to your submission. Mr. Pandit, do you have a different vision from what Owen has seen? Do you think Buganda will oust? I know you are attached to the Buganda province, but I want you to speak like a pandit in this matter. Okay?
Yes.
So please, what do you think will come out from that match?
Exactly as you have said that I'm attached to the Uganda province, but still, as a person who has been watching these games on FUFA TV, you can sit down and judge can Acholi beat Buganda or can Buganda overcome Acholi. So, for me, I think Acholi region, it is strong, and the Buganda region, it is also strong this time. But I will go with a slight win for Acholi, especially if Acholi wins the first leg in Acholi, then I will go by Acholi to take this fixed.
Yeah. The good thing with football is it doesn't end in words. Action speaks louder than words in football. So that is, in case you want to catch that game and you're not able to make it to the stadiums of the different stadiums in Uganda, in Lango, or wherever the games will be played, then please, you catch those games live on the FUFA TV or on FUFA Radio, on all those radio stations that were mentioned by Mr. Odong Richard. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channel of FUFA TV and stream live, and all those games will be at your disposal wherever you are. You wanted to say something?
Like what I wanted to say is like the FUFA drum, most of the players who play in the FUFA drum, they come from the most local clubs like Kundupareka, KCA, Vipers, Bull FC, and some are fine up with the Acholi and the Bukana province. It's like most of these players who play for the Acholi, they play in Central, and most of the players who play for Buganda, they're in their own region. So some are this game is very difficult, but what I know is very difficult to pick a win from the home ground of Acholi. In case Buganda take a win, then I think Buganda are going through to the next level, and Acholi will, as they will not go further to the semis.
Thank you guys for your submission. What do you think as a viewer? What do you think as someone who has been following the FUFA drum going in? In our next episode, after this short break, we are going to tackle on the transfers. Well, the transfer season has been closed 2 days ago, and we saw teams signing a lot of players. But why don't we come back from the break and we talk about all that? Please stick with us at the FUFA and at the Sports Connect. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you're doing a wrong mistake. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Sports Connect. Share, like, comment, and hit that notification button so that you're the first person every time we have a new upload to get it at your disposal. Yes, the Sports Connect is a show simply about sports. We will never hear us talking about things like business, politics, and health. For us, we speak typically sports. Well, before we went for a break, I told you that we are coming to tackle the transfers. What transpired from the transfer season, from the transfer window that has just been closed. Mr. Ronald Mwesezi, you are a sports writer with the free kick,
Yes.
okay? And you've been doing a lot of that work on Twitter. If you're not following the free kick on Twitter, you're doing a wrong mistake once again. Please follow these people. They have the authentic sports news, which we are here and we are blessed to have one of their writers here. So please take us through the transfers.
Yes, on the transfers, especially in the Premier League, which is one of the leagues that is most supported within the world, there are a lot of things that transferred within this window since May until when it was closed 2 days back on the first day of September. Different teams signed, and especially the big six teams. This time they look like they are more and more than prepared. You look at Man U, they spent 236 millions, which was a record. In the signings, because even Man U had not spent that money for all along the transfers. So, starting with Manchester City, which is the defending champion,
Yes.
they spent money on only 3 players. It was Calvin Phillips, then Julian Alvarez, and Erling Haaland, who has scored 9 goals in the first 5 games. Then Manchester United, they brought in more than 6 players: Martin Dubravka, Lisandro Martinez, Malacia, then Christian Eriksen, and Anthony, 100 millions. Then Arsenal, they brought in Fabio Vieira, then Gabriel Jesus, and Marquinhos, who hasn't played any game until now. Then Chelsea, they have signed more than 5 players, but still they are struggling with games. The first games they are not playing well, but they brought in 5 players. They signed Koulibaly, they signed Mark Chuchilela, they signed Aubameyang,
Dennis Zakaria.
then Dennis Zakaria from Juventus. Which other team?
There's a team called Spurs.
Spurs.
But they've also bought really many players.
They bought really many players.
Among others were Perisic,
Yes, Ivan Perisic, they brought in
Richarlison,
Richarlison, Yves Bissouma, Clement Lenglet, Dijan Spency from Middlesbrough. I think those were some of the players that were brought in.
Out of skills. Did Liverpool buy any players this new transfer season?
The Liverpool bought, but there were not so many. The most important signing, I think, is Cavallo, who gave them a win against that last game. Then Darwin Nunes, who got a red card and still serving his punishment. And I think that's the only signing for Liverpool.
Then they made a last gap signing in signing Atamero from Juventus.
On deadline day.
On loan or
It was on loan,
permanent basis? On loan.
an option for yes, Atamero from Juventus.
But what we should know,
The former Barcelona player.
Arthur Melo is a Brazilian, and we're seeing a lot of Brazilians come into the Premier League and be a very good tournament for all of us to enjoy.
What about outside the Premier League? Because we saw there are big teams like Bayern Munich, Juventus.
Before we talk about outside the Premier, I think what we should know is the return of some players like Willian, who was a former Arsenal and Chelsea player. He has been signed by Fulham, and this one is a very good signing for Fulham. And another signing for Fulham is Vinicius from Benfica, who is going to help Mitrovic in the striking line, since we all know Fulham is a very promising club from relegation.
Yes. And the way Fulham has come from relegation this season, they're asking teams a lot of questions. Anyway, we shall see whether those signings will help them to achieve whatever dreams they have come with.
One on the floor which we will not talk about is Douglas Luiz. Arsenal wanted to sign Douglas Luiz on the last day, but that time was blocked by Steven Gerrard on the deadline. Yeah.
No, that's okay. Away from the Premier League, we have teams like Real Madrid, Barcelona. We have teams like Juventus. We have teams like PSG, Bayern Munich. Please, can you please take us through the transfers? What are those key players, those major players that they signed to help them in this new season?
I think when we look at the major transfers outside the Premier League, I would major on the transfer of Sadio Mane from Liverpool to Bayern Munich. You know, we have even seen Liverpool missing Sadio Mane. They have lost points in the beginning games, and I think Sadio Mane's move to Bayern Munich has been one of the greatest. Not because of the money, but because of the talent Sadio Mane possesses as a player. Remember, Bayern Munich is already a strong team basing on its recent performances in Champions League. And I think Sadio Mane makes it a stronger team, even if they have lost Lewandowski to FC Barcelona. But still, I feel like Sadio Mane will showcase a lot of potential for Bayern in the Champions League.
And it is already happening.
Yes, it is.
He's already assisting and scoring goals and so on. Yeah, how about some teams like Real Madrid or Barcelona? What kind of players did they sign?
Yes, starting from Italy, Juventus tried to sign some of the big names, however much they might be looking odd. They brought in Paul Pogba from Manchester United on a free transfer. Remember, they sold him more than 90 million to Manchester United in 2016, but he went back on free transfer. But unlucky enough, he got an injury for 3 months, which might even cost him the World Cup. They brought in Angel Di Maria and Akadis Miliki from Olympic Marseille. Then Barcelona, they invested a lot. They spent 115 million this transfer window. They brought in Rafinha from Leeds. They signed players like
this Chelsea left back.
yes, Marcus Alonso. They tried.
And they even got Hector Bellerin from Arsenal.
Yes, Hector Bellerin from Arsenal on free transfer. Then they signed Frank Kessie from AC Milan on a free transfer again. Maybe those were some of the players that were brought in by Real Madrid.
How about Real Madrid?
Real Madrid, they only signed one
Was not
player
active in this transfer season.
because Carlo Ancelotti said that there is no need of signing more players.
Even after winning the Champions League, obviously, we assume they are stronger.
I know. Okay, having seen whatever went on in the transfer windows, I'm sure you can see and tell that there are certain teams that were losers in this transfer window, and there are some teams that are regarded as winners in this transfer season. According to you, which club was the winner in this transfer season? I mean, in this transfer window. Then which club was the loser?
When I weigh up, okay, let me even first look at the English Premier League. First of all, we could say the biggest winners are Man City. They have a player, one of the greatest, who knows where the goal is, who knows when, how, and why to score, and that's Erling Haaland. I feel like City, because after winning the Premier League and you get another striker, what does that mean? You won a Premier League without a striker, but you're bringing in Haaland, who can give you an assurance of 35 goals a season. They had additions of Alvarez. I feel Man City was one of the biggest winners, but we should look at Manchester United. They had many departures, the likes of Cavani, but we have seen them bringing in still quality players. They have brought in Anthony. All along they have lacked that winger who can break defenses, that winger who can turn from the right using left. We have had Anthony. Casemiro is some experience, and they have had in other players, like we are seeing what Lisandro is doing, is being labelled the butcher. And still Arsenal, we can say Arsenal has also benefited from the transfer by bringing in a striker, that's Gabriel Jesus from Manchester City. They had the left back Zinchenko. They brought in people who have tested what winning is from Man City. And for the teams that haven't benefited, has Leicester City really signed a player? I think Leicester didn't sign a player.
They have not signed.
They have not signed, and we saw the transfer window closing. Leicester didn't sign a player, so I feel like Brendan Rodgers would really find it hard. And Leicester as a team, they didn't really sign any players.
They'll find it hard this season.
Yes.
So if you're to choose on one team as the winner,
I would go with Manchester United as the winner.
And of course the loser is Leicester.
Leicester is the loser. They didn't sign any player.
In 1 minute, please tell us who was the winner in this transfer window and who was the loser.
Yes, most of the teams signed, and we have started to see the results of those
Outcomes.
signings, yes, the
Outcomes.
outcomes. You look at Manchester City, they brought in Erling Haaland. Many people say that he might not perform. This is Premier League, but the guy has proven them wrong with 9 goals in 5 games. I think the win of this transfer window, I still take Manchester City. They lost Gabriel Jesus, but they have brought in Erling Haaland, and he has sorted in well. Then the lose of the transfer window, I will go with Chelsea. Chelsea have they have
Why
signed
Chelsea?
Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, they signed Koulibaly, they have signed Chuchulela, but
It is not coming out.
They like
Things
their
are not coming
strategy.
out the
things
way
are
it
not
is.
coming out. You look at Chelsea bringing in Wesley Fofana from Leicester City for 90 million.
That was a lot of money for such a player.
Then they brought in Koulibaly and Chuchulela. You would have thought that the 3 defenders on more than 150 millions, but still goals are entering again.
So Man City is the winner.
Man City is the winner and Chelsea
Thank you.
is a loser.
Thank you. In 30 seconds, Mr. R.O. Zikios, please tell the viewer and tell us which team, according to your analysis, was the winner, won in the transfer windows, and what team was the loser.
According to me, I think the winner is Manchester United. We all know Manchester United has been struggling to get good players, and since most of their good players like Edison Cavani, Paul Pogba left, there was a need for them to get good players. And when they brought in the Martinez, Malacia, and Antonio, I think this will serve as a very good sign for the team. And I think Man United will be back in the game. And this time, I think I'm seeing Man United in top 4, and they will be back in UEFA Champions League. Then the losers, Chelsea, they brought in Koulibaly, but you have all seen the man is not performing as expected. And the Fofana and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Aubameyang is too old, and I think this time Aubameyang will not perform all that good. The loser to me is Chelsea, and the winner is Man United. And the signing of Man United, I think they will be back, although they lost some of their games in the beginning of the season.
Thank you very much. It's been a blessing to have you bandits with me in the show. They're trying to help me and the viewers. They're just spits typical sports. That is our motto. Thank you very much for your time. Now, our dear viewer, until next time, please keep with us. Keep checking those YouTube channels. You will find us there active and keeping you updated in everything that you want to know from your world of sports. For now, we want to sign out and we want to say bye-bye.